Check.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check,
Yo,
check.
yo.
You locked and loaded.
Oh,
Locked and loaded.
that's 4, right?
Yeah, 4.
Okay, 4.
Yeah.
Okay, literally is no pressure. I'm your host, Bangem Bugg.
It's your boy Ego the motherfucking stunt.
And go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Richlyfe Bella.
Richlyfe. What up, Richlyfe? Shout out Richlyfe, man. Being the bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you some real shit now, so.
I'm ready for whatever.
Okay.
Talk your shit.
Hey, she snapping.
So, where are you originally from?
Originally, so I was raised in Southern Indiana. But I've been in Georgia for 20 years, so I claim the GA. But yeah, I'm from Indiana for real.
Oh, I try to lift them motherfucker up.
Broke the chair. Okay, so give me a traumatic experience that you had as a child.
Oh Lord. Life can be traumatic sometimes. I won't say that. I grew up rough a little bit, but you know, I was a knucklehead. I gave my mom the blues, real talk. But you know, you live and learn.
Okay, she talked around that one, okay. Okay, so what's the best game you've been given about men?
The best game?
Yeah.
I don't really think it's no game. It's more about being real with yourself. Because if you dealing with other people, if you're not real with yourself, you're going to get fake back. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. So, what's one of your best, like, childhood memories?
My best? I would say, you know, I grew up in the country a little bit. We used to go camping, go on the lake, have fun.
On the lake?
On the lake. No, but for real, you know, I grew up, my parents took us camping. That was like our little vacation, you know what I'm saying? So, I would say that, you know, it's fun just being out in the woods, do what you want to do, being free to the world, have fun.
Okay, this finna take a turn. Okay. So, have you ever been raped or molested before?
So I would say this. I think those are personal questions. And I do feel like, you know, people grow up and they're involved in situations, whether it be family members, you know, put in bad circumstances. So I would say that just in general, speaking on a female stance, a lot of females have been put in bad situations, and sometimes they may have handled it a certain way depending on their age, their knowledge of things. So, you know, people go through shit life, you know. You live and you learn, and you either let tragic things that happen make you or break you.
Ooh. Bella media train. Okay, so I know, well, it was this girl I was dating, right? And she only liked black guys. But she didn't like white guys because her mom used to let the guys she used to mess with her. So, like, is it something that's traumatic that made you like black guys, or like, or you just like them? Like,
I would say that some to an extent. You know, if people go through an experience, you know, just, you know, growing up, seeing things I seen with family, whatnot, you know, it's like, I looked at people, you know, people look like, oh, well, you white, you black, whatever, and they look at a black person and feel threatened. And some people feel threatened by a certain race because of an experience they had. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I can relate to that when you're talking about somebody feeling some type of way. Because if you've experienced some kind of bad behavior by a certain race, you're going to look at that race a certain way. So it might be opposite from what other people say. It's just, you know, each person is different in what they experience, how they look at certain people. But that's wrong, really, to look at a whole race because of one human being. But we all have ideals in our head and our mind and how our brain's set up. So when you have an imprint in your brain, you tend to respond a certain way.
okay, yeah, I know y'all recently had broke up and shit. Like,
Who?
you and Man, I remember.
That's cap. I don't
Going
know
viral.
who said.
Look, going viral.
This some real shit. I remember.
Did Richlyfe
Look, let me tell you something.
Okay.
Can I speak on
to
that?
be continued.
No.
On the next time we'll
Actually,
Dragon Ball
matter of
Z.
fact, Monday is our anniversary, and we got 2 years in the game.
Ooh.
And when you got something ordained by God, and I'm gonna tell you something, me and him, we both some knuckleheads, straight up. We both love deep, we both love hard, we both keep it real, and loyalty is big between me and him. However, if you ever see something about a breakup, you know that shit cat. Cause I ain't going nowhere and he ain't going
You
nowhere.
can tell she mean it by the way she said it.
Oh, I mean that
You
shit.
tell.
But
You
yeah,
always can tell by the way they said it. If she said it like that, That mean a motherfucker might even think it's over when she waking his ass up out the grave like, nigga, get it, wake up. Come back alive. We ain't done yet.
Yeah, funny story. One time we got into it. This was a while ago to begin our relationship. He was talking shit, whatever. I left the house. We was beefing, whatever. I put up on his ass. I'm gonna say that shit. I woke his ass up out of sleep, and he was like, "Yeah, I remember that shit."
Gangsta Bella.
When you love them, sometimes you love hard. You supposed to love hard. If you love somebody, you either with it or you not. So ain't no ins and outs for that. You got to keep it real all the way.
So what's this magic he putting on you for you to be doing all this?
That Richlyfe.
Hey, I mean, I know he's an entertainer, so I don't want to speak too much, but I will say this: he's a good man. And I actually had 2 teenage boys, and he came in my life in probably a hard time in my life just because I was raising 2 boys, and it's challenging. But as a man, he a stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? He say he gonna do something, he do it. And when it comes to me, the kids, his son, it's 3 boys all together, and he's always about the kids because it's like, kids don't ask to be here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter your life circumstance situation, you gotta live your life. But you also got to make sure kids is straight and taken care of. And I just say that him as a man, forget the fact that he an entertainer and he got a lot of other stuff going on, which I'm proud of him about because he got some big stuff going. At the end of the day, in our home, he's a good man. And I feel like we got a good relationship. We solid. We communicate. We do what need to be done to move forward in life.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a situation, you know what I'm saying? Okay, since y'all together or whatever, you know how boys get older, they start... Well, you know how women say a girl get the smell in their ass, so they start getting smart and all that. So if your son swing on Richlyfe, whose side do you take?
I'm
Unfair.
Look, I'm gonna say this: if you wrong, you wrong. And at the end of the day, and my kids will tell you right now, even when they was little, I used to joke about this, but real talk, when they was little, I sent them off to school, drop them off. I always tell them, be good, behave, and act like you got some fucking parents. Because at the end of the day, you have a parent that give a damn about you. So I say that to say this. And I would always ask my kids, you get in trouble? Oh, somebody messing with me. I would always ask a question, what was you doing? Because I want to know the bigger picture. I want to know the whole thing. I want to know how it all went down. Because I'm going to ride or die for mine, and my kids know that. But if you wrong, I'm going to check your ass at the door because wrong is wrong. So I would say that if the situation was foul, that shit ain't going to fly. You got to correct shit.
If it's just words, who do you believe?
It's not about words because you got to know your kids. You got to know your partner. So if you wasn't there in a circumstance situation and one person telling you this and one person telling you that, you got to know these people. You know your kids. You live with them every day. You see them in and out of the house every day. Whether you got a daughter, a son, whatever. Like, you know your children. You know their personality traits.
That's not necessarily all true all the time because, you hear stories about, matter of fact, I was dating a girl and she said her uncle was accused of touching his wife's daughter, and he was like, she didn't call the police or nothing, but he was packing up and he was getting ready to leave, and she went to her mama and said, I was just lying, I was just mad at him.
Wow.
So you just never know with kids, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
but that's why you have to teach your kids about repercussions of not telling the truth. And I would always tell my kids, the truth always gonna come out. It's always gonna get exposed. But you don't dog nobody out or say no lie. Especially, you shouldn't lie on nobody anyways, because that's just foul no matter how you want to put it. But you talking about some serious business, and I feel like honestly those are conversations that need to be had with kids at a young age, because you also have to tell your kids, nobody should touch you in a certain way. Like, you got to teach people boundaries, whether that's dealing with themselves, other people. Like, that's a whole bigger thing. But I feel like at the end of the day, as parents, we got to put good morals and good values in our children at a young age. And I ain't saying beat it out of them, but you got to, talk to them on some real life stuff, because that's important. Because guess what? Lying on somebody get you fucked up.
You can't be babyfying these kids, talking to them like they're babies. Oh, you want to get your snacky and you want to get your booby? Nah, I tell my little girl, she's 3. I said, do you want a snack, ma'am? She says yes.
Yeah, but you know what?
I said, do you want juice? Ain't none of this, none of that, no.
Because guess what? They learn to communicate with us. So talking to them like a baby is not really teaching them to properly communicate. It really teaches them, exactly, you teach them how to whine, because they communicate based on what they hear. So, you have all the ability as a parent, whether you a mother or father, words are powerful. And, one thing I will say about parenting, I think that there's a fine line with being a disciplinarian and making your kids feel bad, because the words that we say to our children, they stick to them as they go through their day. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to be firm, it's good to be direct, and it's good to let them know you're going to get in their ass if they do something they're not supposed to. But you also got to love them and show them that affection, because too many people run around this world have a bad, negative idea of what affection is. So then when they get something good come around them, they don't know how to handle it, because they're like, oh, that's bad. No, you got to teach them, you know. And I think men raising boys, I feel like a lot of men growing up in generations, they taught not to cry. They taught not to be sad. So a lot of men deal with anger issues because they're told not to have feelings outside of being angry. So if they're sad, they're going to turn that to anger because nobody gave them opportunity to be sad. Now, you don't want your boy out here crying in the street, because I told my kids too, the world don't give a fuck about you. But me as your mama, I love you to the end. Like, I'll be here for whatever. But the world, and truthfully, they don't care about you. They don't care about whether or not you eating tonight or not, or you get your ass beat on the corner.
Okay, switch it up a little bit. So which is worse, a deadbeat dad, or like a dad, well he ain't a dad yet, a man who convinced a woman to get an abortion?
Okay, I'm going to say this. Well, that's a touchy subject, for real, because I've heard this for years. You know, people talk about women get pregnant. Yeah, we know women have the forms of birth control, and sometimes women lie about that and say they on birth control and they not, whatever. So that ball is a lot in a woman's court. But I feel like for a man to lay down with a woman and then, oh, something happened, and then he like, oh, have an abortion, I don't know. That's a touchy subject, because I feel like if you make a baby, you should take care of it, period.
I'm saying, you pro-choice, right? A woman should be able to do what she wants with her body.
Me personally, I agree with that. However, abortion is not a thing for me. I had kids young, and abortion was put in front of my face multiple times, and that just wasn't an option for me. I'll never judge a woman for making that decision about her body. That's just not for me, and that wasn't my choice that I made. I did what I had to do to make sure my kids were
Richlyfe good.
Okay, so if you believe a woman should be pro-choice, why shouldn't a man be pro-choice to where, like, I don't have to spend this time, I don't want that baby, I'm telling you to get rid of it?
No, because guess what? If you lay down with a woman and you choose not to put a rubber on, you opening up a whole nother floodgates or something, and that's the choice that you make. So we are responsible for our bodies and our body parts. So I don't feel like that's no cop-out. If you lay down with a woman and you know what happens, people ain't stupid. You know where babies come from by the time you 10, maybe 5 years old. So it's like, at the end of the day, that's just a sorry excuse for somebody to cop out of being a parent.
It's vice versa too, though, because females victimize the situation.
I would agree with that.
But you know, when it comes down to it, you know what I mean, being 21 about it, you know what I mean, if you don't fuck raw, everybody know the consequences behind that. You know what I mean? You either get something or have a child. You know what the fuck going on. Mm-hmm. And when the moment that everybody acts like that's not going on, that's where everybody wrong at. You know what I mean? Yeah. Female or male, you know what I mean?
But you know, I think one thing I say, and that was big on mine and his relationship from the beginning, it's like, you know, people want to have fun, they want to live their life, but when you dealing with somebody, whether you're dealing with them sexually, emotionally, intellectually, whatever that is, you got to have serious conversations with people. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you might go meet somebody and they be like, well, you know, I'm just looking for a friend. But in your mind, you really looking for a relationship. And it's like, if you don't sit down and have these serious conversations, and it's the same thing, like, you messing around with somebody, what you gonna do if I get pregnant? Maybe those conversations need to be had first and foremost, because at the end of the day, if you pop up pregnant and you don't want an abortion and he do or she do, and you know, I told my boys, I said, you gotta be careful who you lay with, because a female could get pregnant and want to have an abortion, you ain't got no sex so. So that go both ways for when it comes to that. And I was like, you know, people talk about don't have sex outside of marriage. That's more, you know, longevity for your own well-being. But at the same time, it's like, you got to know who you dealing with, because at the end of the day, everybody has a right to their own body. But, you know, that goes both ways. A man might get a girl pregnant and she don't want no baby. You can't make her have a baby, nor can you make a woman have an abortion.
You threaten to kill her, you can.
That's some psychopath shit. That's some Lifetime movie type shit, man.
You show up at the clinic with a shotgun and say, bitch, you.
But that's what I'm saying. There's some conversations people need to have up front before they go lay in bed with people.
I'm a firm believer in, because any female I done ever smashed raw, it was a feeling. Me and her both had it.
Like y'all gonna be
it's a feeling. No, it's a feeling like, yeah, we gonna smash raw. And you know it, and I know it. And this thing's gonna be good. It's that feeling, bro. I can't explain. I'm just saying, like, I ain't never smashed no female raw and didn't have that feeling like this is the right thing to do. I can smash her raw. And I know she felt it too. Yeah, I mean, it's like, cause she let me do it. Like, it's not she let me do it.
They don't care. They let anybody do it.
I mean, man, hey, man, say, man, you gotta get it how you live. You say no to ratchet pussy, your ego, okay, hey.
Okay. So, I guess what's the most embarrassing moment in your life?
The most embarrassing?
Yeah.
Short boy shorty.
Shut your ass up.
Small boy shorty.
No, honestly.
Oh, you was in special ed?
Yeah.
He a lie. Look, I was in alternative school. I was in alternative school because I ain't want to act right in school. But yeah.
CEP? Oh, no, you ain't from here. I'm tripping.
Actually, I went to, what's that, Central?
Oh, okay.
I went to Central High School. They had the police up there with the metal detectors. They drop your ass off. You get some act right, go there because they ain't going to play with you. They going to police your ass up in there.
Make your ass actually be in school.
Right, by force.
Mm-hmm. You can't leave.
No.
You can't even try to get out.
They got metal detectors, everything walking up in there.
Okay, so what's so what are you not willing to do in a relationship?
What am I not willing to do?
Yeah.
I feel like that's an off question because if you in a relationship, like, you supposed to be 100 with your partner. But
Yeah, nah, you ain't got, nah, you know now. Motherfucker ask you to do something, like, this nigga Richlyfe Man might be in the B mating or some shit. And you ain't it, like
well, that's why you gotta have conversations up front. So you ain't here with the
she went back to the conversation.
I mean, I'm being real. Like, you gotta talk. Communication is the key to everything. You ain't gonna find no gray areas unless somebody just a bold-faced liar, and the truth always come out.
So are you willing to bring somebody in a relationship?
Oh, hell no. Mine's is mine. We don't share around here. We don't play that shit.
Dang, we 3 for 3 on the not sharing, bro.
But I'm saying, you know, when a man, you know, when he be all successful and shit, he might.
Look, if he got some sexual fantasies, he should have got that out of the way before he started to get with me. And at the end of the day, if that's something he chooses to do, then that's the end of us.
I'm saying you gotta be understanding.
Fuck understanding.
You gotta understand.
We gotta understand it.
The
That's
ball
not
put
how
on
we
that
play
boy,
that.
he sliding
I'm
in
saying you can like give him a pass like twice a week.
Nah,
or
we don't
something.
do no passes.
there. We 3 for 3, man.
I'm saying that it make it stronger. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That don't make it strong. You know what that causes? That causes confusion and chaos. Trust me, every
See,
time.
with the stress from you, he gonna let it out on his mistress. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, we
This
ain't
stress.
playing that.
I'm saying,
We 3 for 3. You the third female to be like, I ain't sharing shit.
I'm not. I mean, what we in a relationship for if you feel like you need some other play?
I'm gonna look at it that way, man.
You want something at home, but you still gotta fuck.
Men
know.
deserve.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if somebody want to do that, they need to be single or be with somebody that's cool with
You
that.
see, you gotta be with somebody who understands.
Nah, that ain't understanding. That's a whole nother level. I ain't playing.
We need some understanding.
Okay, I'll get some real shit. So has man ever slapped the shit out of you before?
Ah, man, we going viral.
No.
It look like she'll slap the shit out of that man.
It look like she won't
What?
tell it.
It look like you'll slap the shit out of that man.
I mean, we both some strong personality people.
I'm gonna tell you how it look. It look like y'all in the car, right? That man like, you know what, Bella, I'm tired of hearing that shit. And all of a sudden, when he done turned left on the street, you done smacked the shit out of him. Back! And he's driving, so he can't do shit. And you know you done got it out. It look like you one of them sneaking females, one of the one that get you sneak in.
That's
And
dangerous
then,
motherfucker.
man, I hate them females because they know you not gonna hit them. They know that shit, and they pick the right time to hit your ass when you can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? It look like you one of them. It look like you one of, oh, this motherfucker talking that shit, huh? I'm gonna let him say one more thing. Look, she's smiling, look. Little man like, look, I ain't even finna get into this shit, man. I'm finna go ahead and put my head, man.
Okay, so who was the most toxic person you ever dealt with? Why was they toxic?
The most toxic person?
Yeah.
I would probably say a female friend that I had, just because, you know, people try to get you in situations to benefit them or whatever. I get you in fucked up situations.
Okay, you got female friends or you just it's all about man?
I'm kind of solo dolo. You know, I got a full-time job. I got kids. I got a home to take care of, and I got to be a wife on top of everything else. So it's like I don't really have a lot of extra time for nonsense.
So you got sisters and
I got family, but you know my family stay in Indiana, so it's like I don't see them like that unless I go make a trip. They don't really come down here. I just seen my brother yesterday. I ain't seen him in 3 years. That was dope.
Okay, so if your family come down here from Indiana, right? Matter of fact, they get a hotel, they come over, and one of them tried to holler at man, right?
Nah.
When he put that voice on,
Okay. Matter of fact, let's just say they mess around, and what do you do? Like if he deny it, and your cousin talking about we messed around, so who do you believe? If there's no evidence or nothing, if he just saying I ain't fuck with that hoe.
I mean, I feel like that's a tricky question, but at the end of the day, if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't put yourself in circumstance, situation, be accused of doing anything. So there should be no gray areas.
What you mean, sis? I mean, anything. I mean, if you still working and they come down, this nigga.
I'm gonna tell you like this: he not finna be sitting in the house and my sister sitting in the house and I'm not there, or vice versa. My sister not finna be chilling in my house and I'm not there. Like it don't go like that. And I ain't speaking bad on my sister because I know she don't even get down like that. But I'm just speaking in general. Like, ain't nobody gonna be in no situation like that. You gotta move smart when you're in a relationship because you don't want to be in no, you know.
You know, sometimes you don't get attracted to people unless like you see them in certain clothes. Like she might not be, so he could walk around with his shirt off, and that might make her want to. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I'd just do that.
He's talking about so walking around.
Okay. So is there anything you wish you could change about yourself?
That I could change?
Yeah, either experience or like something you might feel like there's a flaw.
I would say I wish I learned a little more patience at a younger age when I was younger dealing with circumstances. But you know, as you get older, you learn patience a little bit more.
Okay. So, matter of fact, tell me what is it that the reason why you, I guess you married Richlyfe, and like, what's his good qualities? Like, what is it?
I mean, he has a lot of good qualities. He's a good man. He's solid about what he say. He say he gonna do something, he gonna do it. And you know, we have a good time together. We done quite a bit of stuff in the 2 years we've been together. Been on little trips, you know, hanging out. And we just enjoy our time together.
Like taking a trip, dog. It's like got Bella on the jet ski, you know. I'm saying that, though. I know what that means. That means she on the jet ski, Richlyfe on the jet ski. I know what's going on.
But real talk, he took me to the casino for the first time. That was fun. I'd never been in a casino before, so that was kind of our thing.
Man, I done met a lot of niggas with the name Rich in their name. First time I met this nigga, he had a big ass cigar. I said, this nigga Richlyfe for real. He had a cigar this fucking big. I never forget it, man. He was on the west side of Atlanta pre-game, man. I was like, what that? You know, nigga, I know on the west side of the cigar this big. This nigga had a cigar this big out there, full of weed, guy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I don't even know he smoked all that weed. I don't know what he did with that shit. I don't know what he did with it. That shit was big as hell. I was like, oh shit, I might have to do that one day, dude. Put a whole half in that bitch.
Okay, what's something you can't forgive besides cheating?
What's something I can't forgive? I mean, of course, cheating's a big one. That's a hurtful thing. Probably just kind of, I don't know. Probably just moving dishonestly. I mean, you can't be a liar. You gotta keep it real.
Okay, so I
Truth
guess.
hurts, but sometimes you gotta tell the truth. Well, all the time you gotta tell the truth, and
Okay.
sometimes the truth hurts.
So what's the most hurtful thing he can say to you?
We ain't on that type of time. I mean, sometimes people say hurtful shit to people, you know, but you gotta learn to evolve and learn how to deal with your partner. Y'all know each other. You spend enough time with them, you know what makes them happy, sad, whatever. So.
Okay, let me give you an example, because some niggas be, I think like this, like if somebody say something crazy, I might say something, I'll be like, yeah, that's why your mama dead, bitch. So if he said some shit like this, what would you, could you forget it, or that's too far?
I mean, me and him probably both done had some words that cut each other pretty deep, but you know, you live and learn. Certain shit you just don't say.
Okay. So tell us about your projects and how we can get to it and all that.
Richlyfe.
So my new single is Bad Bitches, And you know, I want to do the song for the bad bitches. You know, it's definitely a dope song as far as, you know, every female thinks she the baddest bitch.
What make you a bad bitch?
Well, there's a lot of things that can make a female that, but I feel like any woman that can take care of her home, and whether it be financially, you know, you cook, clean, take care of business, make sure your kids good, your spouse good. Like women and men have a lot of roles, but I feel like women carry a lot more weight in that, just because, you know, one time he told me one morning, and I kind of was mad when he said it, but he said, you set the mood for the house every day. And when he said it to me, I was kind of irritated, because I was like, damn, that's a lot of pressure. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? That's the realest shit he ever said. And I was like, I turned it into some power. Not in a negative way, but I was like, you know, if I wake up and fussing at my kids, getting them off to school, whatever, you know, or just wake up on negative energy, like I really do can affect the whole house. So, you know, I feel like women as a whole, like we are powerful creatures. And I'm not taking that away from men, because men are powerful too. But, you know, I just feel like a bad female is really somebody take care of her business, carry herself with some respect, and, you know, raise your kids up right, do right by your family, you know, take care of your responsibilities. Because guess what, at the end of the day, I don't think no human being should be sitting around and letting somebody take care of them. Like, we all got roles in life, and we all got to step up and do our job.
Okay, this is an odd question. Okay, so are you the only female in your family who like black dudes?
So I got a funny story for that. So my brother, I got two brothers and a sister. I'm the youngest of four. My one brother, his wife is black. And when I met her, I came up to her and I was like, what's up? I said, you know, I like you so much. I said, because I ain't the only one.
And nothing wrong with the swirl.
Nah, but you know, it's cool. My family definitely not racist when it comes to race and stuff. My family just about who people are as a person. Like, they don't look at color like that.
I only had 2 white girlfriends in my whole life. They were wonderful. Both of them, Jennifer and Faith, both of them were wonderful. They were just wonderful individuals.
What happened? Why you
Jennifer went to college, and Faith, she's saving herself for marriage, and I can't do that. Well, I mean, I'm doing it now, but at the time, I could not do that. No, So yeah, she wasn't trying to give up nothing. She was straight on that Christian shit. But she was a wonderful individual. Buy me anything to eat. Checks on my well-being. She made sure we studied together, all types of things. When I was in college, yeah, she was a wonderful individual, man. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't. I don't mean to say it like that. I just mean to say it as in, it's like, you know, like, I've always been, because we was poor shit. We had to move all the time. We stayed in shelters and shit. So, like, I've always went to multicultural schools. So, like, going to school, I have a crush on the Asian chick. You give a fuck what, she was Asian? You know what I'm saying?
So, why was y'all moving so much? Y'all went on low income shit?
Nah, hell nah, nigga. We was poor. We was in shelters, for real, nigga.
But I'm saying, nigga, when you low income, your rent could be like $8.
Nah, we didn't get in the low income housing until we moved into the Salvation Army. They helped us get into the low income program. Once you had to sign up for it, you got to be on the list for that. They don't just get into that just because you got kids and you poor, you a single mom.
That's a wait
That's
list.
a list. That list could wait
They
for
moved you up and you say you homeless, though.
Nah,
That's how it was in Alabama.
the list they got is when availability comes open. They got so many slots that they gonna give away opportunities to people. It's gonna be 50 lucky moms, and then that list gonna close right back up to the next time. And that could be a year, 2 years, it could be 6 months, but they gonna close it right back the fuck up. It just recently, DeKalb County just opened up their housing, and I remember my wife, one of her homegirls called, so fucking excited. Cause she was like, man, they finally approved me. And she had been waiting for at least a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? So like, we was pretty much in shelters. You know what I'm saying? And when you in a shelter, you have to go to the school that shelter is zoned by. Like, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, for a lot of children in shelters to this day, they don't have the bus stop structure where people can tell that you don't stay in that shelter. People gonna be able to know you stay in that shelter.
Yeah.
So like, again, I ain't never fit in. So I got like a fucking Asian chick, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be just cause she like me for me, you know what I mean? I always gravitate towards people that like me for me. You know what I mean? Even as we came out of poverty and we got into low income housing, we stayed in the projects, and then when we went on to get houses and better apartments and townhomes, I always gravitated towards people that like me for me. And that just made me a people person, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I don't ever think that nobody should search for love based on gender or based on nah, bro. See, this is what you gotta understand, bro. You can't force somebody to like
based on gender.
Yeah, based on gender. You can't force somebody to like.
You mean race?
Both. I mean exactly what I said, based on gender. You can't force somebody to like what you like, bro. Just cause you like bitches, you can't make her like men. You can't make her like bitches. You can't do that. We can't be that way, because whenever we say you can't be free, we're not no better than the people that are oppressed millions of people.
I think it's gotta be structured, bro.
Whether if it's a structure or not, like you can't tell somebody what to do with their free being.
I'm just saying, like Legendary Race, you see she ain't have no structure to her life, and you see how she is?
That, guess what? That could be true. But that's like telling a Buddhist not to believe in Buddhism. You can't tell somebody that grew up in China, wherever they practice Buddhism, at their whole life they done seen their grandfather practice this, their grandfather. Just like you can't tell a racist white man not to be racist. It's already bred inside of him from generations. You gotta hope that his kids do better. That's why you gotta let people be free, bro. Like, I was at Jazz Pizza Bar and Grill the other day. Bro, they don't got no sign on the bathroom. I was confused as fuck. But I wasn't even mad. You wanna know why? I was like, you know what, bro? They free, bro. You can't be mad at nobody for being free.
I ain't mad at it. It need to be structured, though. I think it be structured. Like Will Smith said he regret the way he raised Jaden, because he was on that free
that
shit.
Superstar shit.
Ready, yeah.
They was on that more. I went, nah. What they were doing was not free. Now, there's a fine line between free and bratty ass celebrity kids.
I ain't never heard of nothing.
They was bratty ass celebrity kids from the. They was always bratty ass celebrity kids. They were never like, when I mean free, I mean like you should be able to express yourself and do what you want to do as long as you're not hurting anyone. It should be able to be 1,000 black men.
So I should be able to fuck my cousin in if it ain't hurting nobody.
That could potentially hurt your family, so I'm not gonna say
yes.
We're
not gonna make kids. We just gonna.
What you mean? But that could scar somebody else in your. It can't be as oblivious as that. Like I said, it gotta be more as 1,000 black men can march on Stone Mountain with all weapon permits in black uniforms and be oppressing racist activity because they're not hurting nobody. Everybody licensed to carry. Everybody's within their own right to do whatever they did. That's not hurting nobody. But when you say people are Black Lives Matter and they storm, for example, you just gonna make up some shit, they stormed the Capitol. You put a name behind something that's supposed to be protecting people, but then they hurting people. You can't do that. That's not free. That's going against the grain. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be just more oblivious as you understand that do what you do, but don't get in nobody's way. You feel me? You can speed on the highway, but don't be drunk doing it, nigga. And go get some professional classes that enable you to be a stunt car driver where you will be less prone to hurt motherfuckers. Like, you know what I mean? Do that. Do that freely, but do it in a way that, again, people understand that, hey, this is me. I'm me. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna change me for nobody else. Because that's what I feel like was the problem with my generation. But in school, you had to want to be like another motherfucker. Or you had to want to do what everybody else was fucking doing. You know what I'm saying? And that shit ain't 100. You gotta goddamn do you at all fucking costs. And stop making America or motherfucking reality TV or social media or your peers force you to believe that you gotta do what the next motherfucker doing. You don't gotta do none of that shit.
We gonna wrap it up. We got one more interview, and we gonna leave out on "Bad Bitches" by Richlyfe Bella.
Richlyfe!